I interviewed Elder Barge, and he talks about when he was at his lowest, that he met up with DJ Quik, met him and took him under his wings and gave him almost like resuscitated him because he was at his lowest.
Yeah,
Even when I interviewed G1,
yeah,
talks about how DJ and so we don't get to see that side of DJ Quick. So for those of us who don't really see the charitable, the sort of mentorship side
yeah.
of DJ Quick, I mean, how would you describe? Because as I said, until I hear talk to you guys, most people don't see DJ Quick in the light that you're describing. It doesn't seem to have that same sort of light that you may give Dr. Dre or so because he's not as much on mainstream media.
If 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 Quick was not doing music, I think he'd be the world's greatest teacher, professor, because that's what he always. If I saw him today, and anytime I see him, he's going to teach me something. He's going to ask me, "Did you have you heard about this and that and other thing? Oh, try this or try that." He's always teaching, always teaching. I think his his love for music is it's man, it's not just love, it's like passion. Like I think he just looking at and trying to understand his perspective, the way he listened to music was different.
Yeah.
The way he described, the way he talked about it was like, he talked about songs as if he was living inside of them.
Wow.
He can look at a record, a vinyl record, and look at it and look at one particular song without hearing it and tell you what the tempo of the song was by the grooves. That's how much he was in tune. He could take the SSL board at the studio and dismantle it and put it back together again. He'd buy a piece of equipment. Me, when I buy a piece of equipment, I'm going to plug it up and start messing with it. No, he would take the manual and read the manual cover to cover and study it before he touched the piece of gear because he wants to know everything possible about this gear. So the way he absorbs music and the way he absorbs it is he understands things that a lot of people just don't understand because he really is a scientist.
Wow.
And so by him being that way, when you're around him, he can't help but to teach. He's always teaching about, samples, frequencies, yeah, different EQs, different micing techniques, different, speakers. And he's always teaching, always.
Wow.
And if you hang around him long enough, you'll learn so much. He gives away so much knowledge just because that's just who he is.
Wow.
Very, very, very generous guy.
Wow. And so as for yourself coming from the church as a musician and from the church background, how
Mhm.
did that his sort of I think he's more like funk and soul, quick
Yeah,
his type of
he was a hardcore, what they called back then, they called them, gangster rappers, the street poet, you know what I'm saying? And they talked about things that nobody would ever talk about in church.
yeah.
But I was a big fan. I loved that music. I loved it. And not only was he talking stuff that I understood because I come from that, background, but the music that he was making behind it,
Yeah.
unmatched. Like one of his albums is titled "Way Too Funky," and it is. It's just way. It's way like for rap. He was doing stuff that other rappers wouldn't. They don't understand what's happening, but they know they love it. Like, man, how is he doing this?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think he was just ahead of his time. And when you find somebody that's ahead of their time, it's not. It's just to me, it's not fair because they're doing things that people don't understand yet. They're early.
Mm.
If it's 1995, when that album Safe and Sound drops, there's a reason why that album went gold in 7 days. It's that good. But there's
Mm.
also a reason why it didn't go 5 million in 7 days because it was just that early.
Mm.
Like people are listening to it and not understanding it. 5 years, 6 years later, they listen to that and go like, "Oh my God, this is the most brilliant thing I ever heard." They just weren't ready yet. They didn't understand. They weren't. And so, for me, I had a publisher who schooled me to that. I would give him songs. He was like, "Yeah, this is great, man, but it's early." So I had to wait. A lot of the music that you hear me do, I did, like when I release it,
Yeah.
it's music that I did sometimes 10 years ago.
Wow.
And it was just too early that people wouldn't understand it then. Like I had a big hit on Tyrese called Shame. The song was #1 for 17 weeks in the States. I produced and wrote that song with my friend DJ Rogers, but we wrote it 9 years previous.
Wow. And you just
Before
sat on it.
out. Yeah, just sat on it. And when Tyrese sang it, I didn't change anything. I didn't add any production. It was just like that, and sometimes it's just too early.
So just going back a little bit then with Quik, when you were working with him, did you have did you think this is what I wanted to do? Or what did you think? Well, I want to still sing, and or what was it that you were thinking about yourself when under Quik's mentorship?
Well, I knew I could sing and I could rap a little bit and stuff like that, but I never wanted to be an artist. I knew I wanted to be a musician of some sort, But when I met Quik, that's when I knew I wanted to be a producer. I was like, I want to do this. And Quik would tell me, like, you're on your way to being it. He said, you're a good writer right now, but you keep going, you'll be a good producer soon, but not yet. He's like, but right now you said you're a good writer. So I'm like, I don't take that as insults. I took it as like, okay, I gotta go work.
Wow.
And become a great producer. But being around him made me and guys like G1, who was also like a mentor for me during that time. All these guys, they call me Baby Dub. Quik is the one that gave me that name because I was the youngest. I was a baby among everybody. I was 16, 17 when I met those guys. They were all 23, 24 years old.
Yeah.
And so I was always, they call me Baby Warryn, Baby Warryn. And I actually took that to heart. I loved it. I like being the youngest. I love being sort of feeling like I had older brothers,
Yeah.
in the music industry. Just being a part. I always wanted to be a part of a crew. And so they made me feel like, even though I wasn't with them every single day, I was with them so much that I felt like I was part of the, I was one of the guys,
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of Halftime Chat. Please remember to subscribe, share, and comment. But most importantly, why don't you become a member of Halftime Chat? We've got amazing videos, amazing perks, and being able to support the channel. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.
I never participated in that kind.
And somewhere in between
us for even loving us, on which I didn't miss you with.
What was it like growing up?
She's still making an impact on 4 houses down.
I have a couple pieces.
trying to get this one and that one.
That works for me, but just for me,
No. Okay.
They don't understand what Jonas Boys are winning all spirits.
Play it.
These guys, they all work together.
I mean, I love all different genres.